The house was quiet, filled with the soft afternoon light that slanted through the living room window. Leo sat on the floor, his small legs crossed like a pretzel. A rainbow of crayons lay scattered around him on the big white sheet of paper. He was humming a little tune to himself, a song he had made up. The tip of his tongue stuck out from the corner of his mouth, a sure sign that he was deep in concentration. He was drawing his family. It was his favorite thing to draw. He loved picking out the right colors for everyone. His mom got the sunny yellow for her hair. His older sister Maya was a splash of bright purple, her favorite color. He drew himself, a small figure in a red shirt, holding hands with everyone. The figures on the page were joyful. They were all smiling. Big, loopy smiles that took up half of their faces. Mom's smile was as bright as the yellow crayon he used for her hair. Maya's smile was wide and a little bit goofy, just like her real one. Even the family dog Buster had a happy, crooked line for a mouth. Leo gave everyone stick arms and stick legs, their hands joined together in a long, unbreakable chain. They stood under a giant smiling sun in the corner of the paper. Everything about the picture screamed happiness. He picked up the blue crayon for his dad's shirt. It was the same shade as the sky in his drawing. He carefully drew the body, making it the tallest one in the family. He drew the legs, strong and steady. He drew the arms, one reaching for Mom and the other reaching for him. The drawing was almost complete. The family was all there, a colorful line of love on the crisp white paper. He looked at it, his head tilted. Mom, Maya, himself, Buster, and Dad. They were all connected, just like they were supposed to be. But something was still missing. The most important part of the face was not there. Leo paused, the crayon held loosely in his hand. He looked at the circle he had drawn for his dad's head. It was a perfect circle, just like all the others. But unlike the others, it was empty. There were no eyes to see the happy family. There was no nose to smell the crayon-scented air. There was no mouth to smile back at the others. The father in the drawing was a ghost, a silhouette. That evening, the drawing became the center of the house. It wasn't a loud discussion. It was a series of quiet moments. Maya was the first to really notice it after their mom.
Why didn't you draw Dad's face?
Leo just shrugged, his eyes fixed on the cartoon he was watching. He didn't have the words to explain the feeling. He just knew that when he tried to draw his dad's eyes, he couldn't remember if they were smiling. When he tried to draw his mouth, he couldn't decide if it should be happy or tired. So he drew nothing at all. Later, Mom showed the drawing to Dad when he came home. He had just walked in the door, his pilot's uniform still crisp, his suitcase by his side. He looked at the colorful drawing, his own smile fading a little as he saw the blank circle where his face should have been. He didn't get angry. He didn't laugh it off. He just stood there, looking at the picture for a very long time. The drawing was like a mirror, but instead of reflecting his face, it reflected his absence. It showed him how his son saw him, a presence without the details. That night, the house was filled with whispers, not angry whispers, but thoughtful ones. The next day, something shifted. Dad didn't retreat to his office after breakfast. Instead, he sat on the floor with Leo and his box of crayons.
Can you teach me how to draw?
Leo's eyes lit up. He handed his dad a piece of paper and a blue crayon. They sat there for a long time, not saying much, just drawing side by side. Dad drew a lopsided airplane. Leo drew a dog with 5 legs. They were just 2 people together, sharing a quiet moment on the living room floor. He was letting his son see his face, not as a pilot or a tired traveler, but just as Dad. A face in a child's drawing is more than just a pair of eyes and a smile. It's a symbol of recognition. It's the artist saying, "I see you, I know you." They are drawing the memories of their smiles, the warmth in their eyes. The drawing stayed on the refrigerator. It became a part of their family story, a reminder to be present. Sometimes Dad would come home and tap the blank circle on the drawing.
I'm home, he'd say to Leo, and he would smile.
A real smile, one that reached his eyes, and Leo would smile back.